Hey, it's Eddie from Priority. Let's go over some basic functions of how to use your priority current. So the priority current is a pedal assist bike. That means that it assists your pedaling. So it goes without saying, but when you're riding along, you can select how much you want the motor to help you out. So here on your priority currents display, this is your interface where you can see your speed, your level of pedal assist, the battery level, and some other metrics that we can cycle through. So you can see speed displayed at all times, and this is your level of pedal assist. So pedal assist 0 is no pedal assist, so the bike is just a regular bicycle. Using the plus button on the controller, you can move up to different levels of pedal assist. 1 being a little bit of pedal assist, and 5 being a lot of pedal assist, so you're barely turning the pedals over and the motor does most of the work for you. You can use the minus button to decrease the level of pedal assist. You can do this when you're stopped or while you're riding. If you want a bit of help pushing the bike, that's where this last setting comes in, and that's called walk assist. And to access that, with the bike already in pedal assist 0, simply hold the minus button down for a few seconds and the bike will maintain 1.5 miles an hour. Let's talk about how to turn your lights on and off. So there is a sensor that's underneath the display that detects ambient light. In low light conditions, the lights will automatically turn on for you. But there's also a button here on the controller to turn them on manually. Just hold that down for a couple of seconds, the screen will dim, and the lights will come on, front and rear. Simply hold that button again to turn the lights off. Now let's talk about the other metrics that we can show here. We've got the odometer and trip distance. Now to cycle through the other options there, we hit the I button over here with the controller. You can also see max speed, average speed, and the time of your ride. So those can all be reset. To access more functions and some settings that we can change in the bike, hold down the plus and minus buttons at the same time. So now we're in the system menu. So we have 2 different pages on here, and on this one you can change from kilometers to miles per hour. You can lower the screen brightness, it ships with 100%. You can also change how long the bike stays on without your riding it. Right now we have it set to 5 minutes, so it'll automatically turn off after 5 minutes. And this is also where we can do a trip reset, where we reset the time of your ride, the trip distance, and average speed and maximum speed of your ride. So to enter into this, hit the I button, and then you can use the plus and minus buttons to scroll through the options here. And we can enter into this using the I button as well. Now with no highlighted, you can hit the plus or minus buttons to change it to yes, and select using the I button. So now we've cleared the trip distance, and if we scroll down here to exit, you can see that our trip distance is now 0. Let's go back in there to look at what else we can do. You can also set a password for the bike. I'm not going to do that here, but you can turn a password on so that you have to enter a particular password for the bike to actually start moving for you. Let's look at the second screen in settings. So we can change the wheel size, but there's no reason to do that because it ships with the correct wheel size for the bike. But we can also change your maximum speed. So in places like New York City, it's illegal to have a bike that goes over 20 miles an hour. But if you live somewhere where there aren't regulations like that, then it's pretty easy to manipulate the speed. So in this menu, we can press the I button, and that highlights the speed. So you can change it all the way up to 28. Or if you just want to limit your speed, you can change it all the way down to as low as you want, just about. But right now, we're going to leave it at 20 miles per hour. Let's talk about the gears on your priority current. This bike has a 5-speed Shimano hub, and that gives you 5 different gear ratios to be comfortable pedaling on the bike. A lower number means a lower gear, which means more leverage for going up hills. A higher number means a higher gear, and that means a more comfortable cadence or pedaling speed at a higher speed. So as you ride this bike, and you feel like maybe you're pedaling really fast but not getting very far, that's when you want to shift into a higher gear. Now let's say it's the opposite, and you're pedaling really slowly, it's hard to turn the pedals, then that's when you want to shift into an easier gear to give you more leverage. On most internal hub geared bikes, you need to let up on your pedaling in order to shift smoothly between gears. One thing that this Shimano system allows you to do is that as you're shifting into a higher gear, you don't really have to let up in your pedaling power. If you're shifting down into an easier gear, make sure you stop pedaling while the hub transitions from gear to gear. It's really intuitive to change gears on your Priority Current equipped with an NVOLO hub. Simply rotate the grip shift. Rotate forwards for an easier gear. You can see that the display on the shifter shows hillier terrain, and that's appropriate for an easier gear. If you want a faster or harder gear, rotate the shifter towards you, and you'll see that the road levels out on the shifter as well. The best shifting technique to use with the NVOLO shifting system is to lightly pedal. If you're pedaling really hard, you might find that the shifter resists moving. Just lighten up a bit, and you'll find that it transitions smoothly from gear to gear. On your Priority Current, the battery locks in place in the down tube and comes with a corresponding key. You can charge the battery on the bike or off the bike, but there's some things to keep in mind when removing the battery. One is that if you want to remove the battery, make sure the bike is off. Now, insert the key and turn it so that the arrows are on the underside of the lock. You'll see that the battery should pop out a little bit. Now, using both thumbs, you can just push the battery out of the frame. Pull up a bit, and the battery comes out. So now, if you're ready to reinstall the battery, the first thing you want to do is turn the lock to the locked position. And that will be with the arrows on the top side. Insert the bottom of the battery and firmly pop it into place. Now you can remove the key and you're ready to ride.
Let me show you the charger. Your charger has an indicator light on it. When you first plug it in, the indicator light's going to show red. This means the battery is charging. Once the battery is fully charged, the indicator light will turn green. We recommend between 45 and 65 psi. We recommend you inflate your tires at least every other week. It's important that you continuously check the tightness of all the bolts on the bike. Because your stem is adjustable, it should be checked for tightness before each ride. Road vibration can cause it to become a little loose.
If you have any questions about what we discussed today or anything we didn't, please reach out. Our email, phone number, and contact information is on your screen.